Louisville, KY, emerging as the most dominant and divisive team in a turbulent 2022-23 season. Number 1 overall seed Alabama spat on offense and found an exit from the NCAA tournament Friday night. The Crimson Tide oscillated between careless and reckless against 5th-seeded San Diego State in a sloppy 71-64 loss as Crimson Tide finished the night with 14 turnovers and took just 3 shots on 27 from three-point range. San Diego State clinched its first spot in the program's Elite Eight, led by Darrion Trammell's number 21 and an indomitable defensive determination that turned Alabama's dreams of making its first-ever Final Four into a pile of frustration and missed shots. "Everybody was really disappointed with the loss," said Alabama coach Nate Oats. "It's over too soon." The Aztecs remained a consistent NCAA tournament team through coach Brian Dutcher's 6 seasons, keeping the Crimson Tide at 32.4% FG, smothering Alabama's offense. The program, which chanted the constantly challenging slogan, "I believe we will win," realized this belief with tough attacks and a 9-point deficit in the second half. "I use quotes from Muhammad Ali because we're in Louisville and we talked about trust. And the key to trust is to be fearless," Dutcher said. "I thought we were fearless tonight." Alabama star forward Brandon Miller will likely end his collegiate career, a predicted top 5 in the NBA draft, with a dreary 19v3 night in which he took more than 12 minutes to score his first field goal. He had a combined 8 shots to 41 in Alabama's 3 NCAA tournament games. The loss for Alabama marks 3rd tournament row where the Tide suffered a major upset, falling Notre Dame for 6th-place finish in first round last year and losing to number 11 overtime UCLA. 2nd place in the 2021 NCAA tournament. Alabama has been sports' strange underdog this year, winning SEC and SEC tournament and resonating as tournament's top team in Sunday selection. But for all of Alabama's talent and depth, he wasn't able to overcome offensive swamp in the middle of second half. The Tide's offense relies almost entirely on layups and three-pointers, leaving them vulnerable to bad nights. "It's definitely difficult," Miller said. "Just playing with these guys. Working hard every day in practice. Being inadequate. I think it's a bad feeling right now. But I feel like our bond is very close to breaking." Alabama seemed to take control of game early in second half, clearing 5-point halftime gap by picking up pace and eventually a few shots. But after leading 48-39 with 11:40 left, Alabama's offense was gone. San Diego State scored 12 straight points from Adam Seiko's three-pointer. Consistent veteran quarterback Jahvon Quinerly blocked 4 shots in 3 minutes in the second half and ended the game with 3 turnovers. Miller finished 1 out of 3 to 10, and the Tide was occasionally pushed by Keshad Johnson, Jaedon LeDee, Micah Parrish and SDSU's solid frontline, Mensah. After that 9-point gap, "We let off the gas a little bit," Quinerly said. "Difficult. You know, they played a good game." San Diego State managed to top it off with leading scorer Matt Bradley, scoring just 6 points on 2 for 9, with no first-half points. This wasn't a game where Aztecs turned off lights. They just defeated Tide and turned off lights. SDSU physically moved game to Alabama as the Aztecs fired 18 second-half free throws that helped slow game down and overcome their 37.7%. They also eliminated the passing baskets. As Alabama has a zero-speed offensive point, SDSU came into game with the country's number 6 defense and turned match into a slog to keep it approachable, leading 28-23 at halftime and at a deliberate pace. The Aztecs kept Miller without a basket in the first 12:45 of the game, forcing him to tackle an early foul and scrambled with a full-court press to keep Alabama out of alignment. San Diego Street wins by numbers. San Diego State is promoted to the Elite Eight for the first time in school history. The Aztecs are also the first Mountain West school to reach Elite Eight. San Diego State is also first Mountain West team to beat the number 1 seed in NCAA tournament since qualifying began in 1979. Alabama drops to 1-9 honor after Sweet 16, the second worst record of all time. The Crimson Tide is the first SEC school to score number 1 but not reach the Elite Eight since Kentucky. In 2004, San Diego State beat Charleston No. 12 and Furman No. 13 on their way to Sweet 16, one of the easier routes. The Aztecs looked overwhelmingly talented compared to these rivals, and they didn't seem unbeatable against Alabama's large roster of athletes and future NBA picks that conquered the SEC this season. Not the promises we made them come here, the words we believed in. Sadness ends a promising season for Alabama that will be remembered as the rare combination of the nation's most talented and competitive team. Alabama is one best players in history school. Miller. One best teams in school history. Former Tide player Darius Miles and another man accused killing 23-year-old Jamea Harris on January 15. A police officer stated that Miles, who was later dismissed from team, texted Miller in the early morning of, asking him to bring Miles' gun. Freshman Jaden Bradley was also on the scene. Neither Miller nor Bradley has been charged with any crime, and the university has identified Miller as a collaborating witness, not a suspect. When Quinerly was asked whether protracted scrutiny surrounding program had any impact on loss of state of San Diego, she said firmly, no. Oats described Alabama's 2022-23 campaign as one of the most memorable seasons ever. It's not easy to win regular season and SEC tournament and get to Sweet 16 in same year, he said. A great group that truly loves each other. They'll be close for life.